Tonight you start at the control tower, receiving the night shift assignments via headset and reviewing the initial log. You gear up with a reflective vest and headset, preparing to listen for instructions from the tower coordinator over the radio. The supervisor provides the turnaround log, detailing 3 aircraft that need wheel checks and cargo loading before dawn. You review the initial log entries, noting that each aircraft has specific requirements for fuel, luggage, and safety inspections. The headset and radio are essential tools, ensuring clear communication as you coordinate with the runway team throughout the night. You activate the headset, hearing the tower coordinator announce that the first plane will land in 15 minutes on runway 2. You jot down key details on the checklist, confirming that all safety protocols are in place for the upcoming turnaround. The control tower monitors track every aircraft movement, helping you plan the sequence of turnarounds for efficiency. You gather your equipment and head out, ready to deploy to the runway with the assigned service trucks and crew. You coordinate briefly with your team, ensuring everyone has received the same instructions via their headsets for synchronization. The logbook captures every detail, from assignment times to completion notes, maintaining a record for shift handovers. You exit the tower, greeted by the cool night and the bright runway lights that guide your path to the service truck. You choose a service truck, start the engine, and prepare to drive to the designated spot for setting up safety cones. You set the truck's radio to the ground crew channel, keeping in touch with the tower and other teams during operations. The reflective vests ensure visibility in the dark, a critical safety measure as you work under the night sky. You drive the service truck along the runway perimeter, heading towards the area where the first aircraft is expected to park. You unload safety cones from the truck, placing them in a circle to mark the safe boundary for the turnaround activities. The control tower stands as the command center, overseeing all night shift operations with constant radio communication. You confirm via headset that the safety cones are in place, ready for the aircraft's arrival and subsequent servicing. You wait by the truck, checklist ready, as the first aircraft's lights appear on the horizon, signaling the start of the turnaround. You now deploy to the runway with service trucks, focusing on setting up safety cones and preparing for the incoming aircraft's arrival and servicing. You use handheld lights to guide the aircraft into the designated parking spot, ensuring it aligns perfectly with the safety cones for turnaround. The truck's dashboard holds the radio and checklist, essential tools for coordinating with the tower and tracking tasks during the night shift. You inspect the aircraft's nose wheel area, looking for any obstacles or signs of wear that need attention before proceeding. You communicate with the fuel truck operator via headset, directing them to the refueling point to ensure efficient service. The runway is alive with activity as trucks and crew work in sync to service the aircraft under the dark night sky. You drive the service truck to the cargo area, preparing to assist with loading or unloading operations for the turnaround. You assist in setting up the conveyor belt, ensuring it is securely attached to the aircraft for safe cargo handling. The safety cones create a visible boundary, their reflective strips catching the light to mark the work zone clearly at night. You inform the control tower via headset that the aircraft is safely parked and ready for the next phase of servicing. You perform a quick check on the service truck's fuel and tires, logging the readings for maintenance records. You guide the loader truck with baggage carts to the correct spot, ensuring efficient transfer of luggage to the aircraft. The headset microphone lights show when you are transmitting, keeping the radio channel clear for important updates during operations. You inspect the aircraft's main wheels and brakes using a flashlight, looking for any anomalies or wear that need reporting. You note down the inspection times and results in the turnaround log, keeping the documentation up to date for shift handover. The control tower monitors all activities, its antennas picking up radio signals from every ground crew member on the runway. You adjust the safety cones with a teammate to optimize the work zone for better access to the aircraft during servicing. You verify that the service truck's emergency equipment is in place and functional, adhering to safety protocols for the night shift. The night shift continues under a starry sky, with runway lights casting dramatic shadows across the work area as you proceed. You get ready to reposition the service truck to support the cargo loading phase of the aircraft turnaround efficiently. You reposition the service truck to align with the aircraft's cargo door for efficient loading operations tonight. The truck's dashboard houses essential tools like the radio and logbook, keeping everything within easy reach during the night shift. You expand the safety zone with more cones alongside a teammate, ensuring a secure perimeter for the upcoming aircraft servicing. The runway stretches into the darkness, dotted with lights from other operations and the ever-watchful control tower above. You communicate via headset to the tower, confirming that the work area is fully ready for the aircraft's arrival and turnaround. Stage 3, plane. You execute the meticulous turnaround, focusing on wheel inspections and cargo coordination under the night sky. You guide the aircraft to its designated spot using clear hand signals, ensuring precise positioning for the turnaround process. The aircraft's landing gear is inspected closely, with each wheel and brake checked for integrity and safety standards. You perform a detailed wheel check, using a flashlight to inspect for wear or damage and recording findings on your clipboard. You coordinate the loader trucks to position baggage carts at the cargo doors, facilitating efficient luggage transfer to the aircraft. Luggage is loaded onto the aircraft via conveyor belts, with each bag handled carefully to maintain the turnaround schedule. You log the loading commencement time and relevant notes in the turnaround document, keeping the record accurate for shift handover. You verify the security of the aircraft's doors and panels, cross-referencing with a checklist to ensure proper sealing. The airport operates continuously at night, with several aircraft undergoing turnarounds under the illumination of service lights. You update the control tower on the turnaround status, informing them that wheel inspections are done and loading proceeds smoothly. You check the cargo hold's environmental conditions, ensuring temperature and humidity levels are within specified ranges. The headset remains active, with lights indicating ongoing communication, essential for real-time updates during the turnaround. You go through the turnaround checklist with a supervisor, confirming all items are addressed and planning the next steps. You ready the service truck for subsequent duties, ensuring it is fueled and positioned for efficient turnaround support. You pause to assess the turnaround progress, noting that loading is almost complete and operations are on track tonight. You signal the end of loading by instructing the operator to halt the conveyor belt, ensuring no baggage is left behind during the turnaround. The conveyor belt stops moving, and the cargo hold is filled with luggage, ready for the next phase of the aircraft turnaround. You verify that the wheel chocks are properly positioned to prevent the aircraft from rolling during the ongoing turnaround procedures. You use the headset to contact the control tower, reporting that loading is complete and requesting confirmation for the next checklist item. The headset's microphone light glows red, showing that communication is ongoing with the tower for real-time coordination updates. You meet with the ground crew to discuss loading completion and delegate responsibilities for the verification steps ahead. You record the exact time when loading finished in the turnaround document, keeping the log accurate for shift handover purposes. The airport apron is busy with ground crew activities, as several teams perform turnarounds under the night shift schedule. You check the cargo door lock to confirm it is properly engaged, preventing any issues during the aircraft's departure later. You present the loading checklist to the supervisor, who reviews and approves the work done so far in the turnaround process. The checklist shows that loading is marked as complete, with all necessary signatures and timestamps documented for records. You prepare your equipment and paperwork for the verification stage, ensuring everything is in order for thorough checks ahead. You inform the ground crew via radio about transitioning to the check stage, outlining the key tasks to be performed soon. You begin the post-turnaround verification by visually inspecting the aircraft's exterior for any anomalies or concerns that need attention. You complete the loading phase and prepare to move on to the detailed verifications required for aircraft readiness tonight. Stage 4. conducting post-turnaround verifications to cross-reference checklists and report any issues for resolution during the shift. You start the check stage by reviewing the verification checklist against the turnaround log to ensure all entries are consistent. The verification checklist includes various items like wheel condition and door security, each needing careful inspection by the crew. You inspect the aircraft's landing lights to verify they are operational, which is crucial for safe night operations on the runway. You record the findings from the landing light inspection on the verification form, noting any actions needed for follow-up. You examine the wheels closely to ensure they are in good condition for the next flight, documenting any findings on your verification form. The wheel inspection reveals normal wear and tear, which is logged as acceptable for continued operation on the runway. You communicate the wheel inspection findings to the tower via headset, ensuring all systems are monitored during the night shift. You verify that the wheel check matches the checklist requirements, confirming all steps are followed accurately for safety. The checklist shows the wheel inspection is now complete, with a timestamp and signature added for record-keeping purposes. You check the emergency exits to ensure they are secure and functional, a critical part of the post-turnaround verification process. You note a small seal discrepancy on the form, which will require follow-up action by the maintenance team later. The documentation captures the seal problem clearly, ensuring it is tracked and addressed in the airport's routine system. You brief the supervisor on the exit seal finding, coordinating for a repair during the next available maintenance window. You conduct a comprehensive visual inspection to ensure no other anomalies are present before concluding the check stage. The aircraft stands ready after thorough checks, with the night shift crew ensuring everything is in order for departure. You prepare a detailed report summarizing all checks completed, which will be used for shift handover and airport records. You double-check the checklist with a colleague to confirm all items are addressed and no steps were missed during the night. The signature on the report finalizes the verification process, authorizing the aircraft as ready for the next operational phase. You lead a team briefing to review the verification outcomes and plan for the upcoming log stage and shift transition. You notify the tower via radio that all post-turnaround verifications are done, ready for documentation and handover procedures. The paperwork from the check stage is organized and ready for archiving, ensuring a smooth transition to the final log stage. You pack up your equipment and files, getting set for the documentation phase that will conclude the night's turnaround routine. You confirm that the aircraft has passed all checks and is ready for the log stage, marking the end of the verification process. You move on to finalize the turnaround documentation, completing the check stage and preparing for the shift handover ahead. You now move into the log stage, where you finalize all documentation and prepare to hand over duties to the day shift crew. You check the verification report one last time to ensure all details are accurate before entering them into the turnaround log. You enter the first entries into the digital turnaround log, documenting the aircraft checks and procedures from the night shift. The log captures every step of the turnaround process, from initial assignment to final verification, for airport records and future reference. You cross-reference the log with the physical checklist to confirm that all items are documented correctly and completely. You add detailed notes to the log, including any anomalies found during the check stage, for maintenance and operational updates. A backup paper log is also maintained, ensuring that all data is preserved in case of electronic system failures or audits. You prepare the handover report that will brief the incoming day shift on the status of the aircraft and any pending tasks. You review the handover report with the supervisor to ensure it contains all necessary information for a smooth transition between shifts. The handover report is printed in multiple copies, one for the day shift and one for airport archives and record keeping. You personally deliver the handover report to the day shift coordinator, explaining the key points and answering any immediate question. You walk through the turnaround log with the coordinator, highlighting important details and ensuring they understand the night's work and procedures. You electronically sign the turnaround log, officially closing the documentation for the night shift and authorizing it for airport records. The signature confirms that all procedures were followed and documented accurately, completing the log stage of the aircraft turnaround routine. You archive the handover report and verification documents in the airport's filing system, ensuring they are stored securely for future use. You complete your individual shift report, summarizing your activities and any issues encountered during the night duty for payroll and review. Your shift is officially marked as complete on the airport scheduling board, ready for the next crew to take over the duties. You return your issued equipment, including the headset and reflective vest, to the storage locker as per airport protocol and safety rules. You exit the control room, completing the night shift and leaving the airport to the day crew's management and operational control. You reflect on another successful night shift turnaround, ensuring the airport's seamless operation until the next duty call and routine work begins.